stare at her painting. It's nearly photographic. Next to her perfection, my poetry looks plastic, a kindergarten project made of marshmallows and matchsticks. And I imagine that her brush chasses its way across the canvas, pulling out a perfect picture flawless and entrances, paintbrush dances like a prima ballerina. Anna Pavlova, the easel, her arena. And I can't fathom how she does it, just like that. The same way a magician pulls a rabbit from a hat, she draws beauty from the blank. And I don't understand how someone can make something so perfect. See, I'm the kind of girl who stumbles on her every word. It's rough and tumble talk tripping out of this trap. Only after 50 revisions are my ramshackle raps apt for an audience. And I keep the delete button as my closest friend, delete, closest companion, erasing chunks of thought wider than the Grand Canyon, filling them in with frills and fancy until the viewer can't see how imperfect I can be. So I shake my head in wonderment at her impeccable piece, more wrinkle-free and radiant than a shiny silk camise. And I stare at her smooth strokes and meticulous lines, and I find I'm baffled at how her brush can travel and unravel such flawless finesse. If she's the Mona Lisa, I'm a Jackson Pollock mess. But I guess what goes unseen is behind the scenes. She gleans its every imperfection, makes countless corrections to nearly invisible sections of the canvas we overlooked, studies her every error closer than her favorite book, makes minute modifications until her creation shines and sparkles. And while the unknowing audience moons and marvels at her magnificent masterpiece, we may be startled to discover she still sees it incomplete. She could run her finger over every blemish and blot, show you each imperfect spot she concealed. If you peeled back the paint layer by layer, you'd reveal endless edits and alterations, where she tweaked her illustrations, deepened the shadows, dabbled to add those tiny touches and flares, smoothed some straying strands of hair, and there, where we now see a faultless figure, once stood a flawed form. See, being imperfect isn't the exception, it's the norm. Life is not a pristine product, but a process. We only approach perfections by corrections, admitting we're not flawless. I've never seen a beautiful life or a beautiful work of art that didn't evolve incessantly from its sloppy start. So make mistakes. Gift yourself to the world like a globby birthday cake, like a love note to humanity with a coffee stain smack dab in the middle. Let your life and art be riddled with richness, a gorgeous mess. Sometimes the mistakes are the most stunning part yet. So thank you to each artist who has laid their hardest heartwork in the spotlight, who fought like mad to have a sliver of their soul exposed. And thank you to those sitting in the dark. You are making art of your life, letting struggle and strife stain your existence stunningly, becoming the next masterpiece of elegant inadequacy. Strive for sublimity. Fail fantastically. This is my coffee-stained love note to humanity.